everybody. Happy Throwback Thursday. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the PHNX Coyotes Podcast. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Leave us a 5-star review. I'm Leah here with Craig and Sean. PD, we thought we gave him the day off. He's already in the chat. But how are you doing today, Craig?
Can we get him out of the chat?
Yeah, can we ban him? Can we put him in a 5-minute timeout? I'm just kidding. No, don't actually do it.
I'm good you know what I'm going to say here, but I'm also a little annoyed. I feel like it's been almost 30 years since Charles Barkley reminded people what the left lane is for, but I feel like people need to hear again.
Oh God.
In Arizona, the left lane is for speeders. So get out of the left lane if you're going to drive like your grandmother. Get out of my way. On the flip side, Leah, we have some really cool news to announce, and I'm going to lay that one on you.
Oh, on me. All right. Well, the reason we booted PD off the show today is because he's not part of this. I'm just kidding. Craig and I are going to Australia.
Yep.
In about a month.
Mm-hmm.
Literally a month from today won't exist because we will not have a September 17th. It will just pass us by. But we are going down under to cover the Coyotes training camp and cover the Coyotes preseason in Australia. So really looking forward to it.
Definitely looking forward to that. There's not going to be a lot of media on the ground. I know NHL.com has sent a couple people, and I think the LA Kings website writer is going to be there. But we got you covered. We're going to be bringing a lot of exclusive Coyotes content. That's what I got to say about that.
That's the PHNX way, Craig. That's what we do
here.
I don't think PD knew. Surprise! No, PD, you're coming too. Didn't you hear? So yeah, exciting stuff, Craig. Really,
PD, you're flying baggage. You're down in the cargo hold. Sorry, buddy.
PD's literally shook. Okay. Sorry. This PD doesn't read the text. Just kidding. We just completely left him out. All right. Well, it's Thursday, which means it's Throwback Thursday. And, last week we did the 2019 draft. We realized maybe it was a little too recent. The second half, if you watched or listened, was probably the most off the rails thing.
I like the interactive aspect of last time.
So much so off the rails, Craig, that we drafted someone from the 2018 draft.
We tried anyway. We tried.
We did.
And we also had Robert Mastrosimone in the first round. Not going to say whose idea that was, but
his name
it was mine. I'm not.
I'm
taking credit for that. I don't feel bad.
All right.
Anywho, but we each selected the 2016 draft for today's show for a few reasons. First of all, it's a little bit more hindsight. It's a great draft. And the Coyotes had 2 picks in the top 20 in this draft. Obviously, traded up at the time to draft Jakob Chychrun with the 16th overall pick. Landed Clayton Keller at pick 7. And there's a lot of really deep talent in this draft.
Mm-hmm. And not surprisingly, in a year when the Toronto Maple Leafs finished with the worst record in the league, the draft lottery went according to script, mostly. At least Toronto got the first overall
and the
pick.
Coyotes didn't drop. They just stuck. Yep. So, we know the Coyotes have never moved up, but at least this wasn't one where they dropped.
When the Leafs are in the pole position, you got to let it ride out as it's supposed to. If the Blackhawks are a few spots down, well, you let the Blackhawks jump up. This is how the league operates. Just giving you guys a little glimpse.
Where's our tinfoil hats?
Yeah.
Anyway. So, Craig, let's just rewind the clock, I guess, to 2016. What was going on with the Coyotes at the time? Obviously they had the 7th worst record to land the 7th overall pick. What was kind of the vibe at that time?
Well, it was rebuild again at that time. They were a few years removed from the Western Conference final run. And of course, there were a couple notable defections from that team, Ray Whitney being one of them. They didn't want to pay him. He wanted to get paid, so he went to Dallas. The team struggled a little bit. They were still around it at that point with Dave Tippett, but it became clear 2014-15 was a really bad season, and it became clear at that point that this was a full-on rebuild again. If you remember, they got Martin Erat at the trade deadline that year. People were like, what? So 14-15 was bad. The following year, they were not much better, and they realized that they needed to start stockpiling some real talent, so they went into this draft not as low as they could have been, as we've seen multiple times with the Coyotes, but as it turned out, they got a really good player.
Yeah.
They got 2 really good players.
This is one of those that you can look at in hindsight and say, wow, they didn't. There's some incredible talent in this draft, but I don't look at it and say, wow, that guy was like Clayton Keller is the face of this franchise. He just tied Keith Tkachuk's point record. I'm thrilled with what the Coyotes were able to accomplish in this draft. And you look at some of the other picks from other teams and you think, okay, this is actually one that the Coyotes got out of okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
no question.
We'll see if Clayton Keller still ends up in the, I guess at this point in time, the howling head at the end of the day, but you'll have to find out.
You know what I've forgotten again, Leah? My pen. I have to reach over and get my pen.
Go get your
Scratch
pen.
Off. It's right here.
Okay, so let's pull up picks 1 through 10. We'll get started here. And to recap how things actually went, obviously Austin Matthews going first overall to the Toronto Maple Leafs. I was in Italy during this draft, Craig.
Where are you now?
I was out at the bars.
Were you studying abroad, or was this just
I was studying abroad.
On holiday?
I was studying abroad, and I was out at the bars, and I said I have to be back by 3 a.m. so I can watch the draft. And that is a true story. I was in my apartment in Italy watching the draft at 3 a.m. Anyway, number 2, Patrik Laine went to Winnipeg. Pierre-Luc Dubois to Columbus. He's been a journeyman since then. Jesse Puljujarvi to Edmonton at 4. Eek. Oli, how do you say his name? Do you know? Ulevi?
Yep, Ulevi.
To Vancouver at 5. Matthew Tkachuk to the Flames at 6. Clayton Keller to the Yotes at 7. Alexander Nylander to the Sabres at 8. Mikhail Sergachev to the Canadiens at 9. And Tyson Jost to the Avs at 10. Craig, this one is a no-brainer.
Yeah. Impending free agent Austin Matthews at number 1. Obviously, he was the franchise player. If he had been born a few days, if his birthday had been a few days off, he could have been in that 2015 draft. And then, well, Austin Matthews probably would have gone second in 2015, and Jack Eichel would have been a Coyote, which would have been better than what happened.
You know what's funny? I think Austin Matthews' birthday is September 17th, aka the day that does not exist for you and me this year. So just a fun little tie-in. All right, and I think this is where it gets interesting, Craig, because Patrik Laine, he's still a good player. He's still a first-round pick, in this draft, but I don't think he's our number 2 guy.
Nope.
I'll tell you who I have at number 2. Craig and I literally, before we did this, we said, it's so funny that we work together on the show, but we don't talk about it beforehand. But, it's part of the fun. I have Matthew Tkachuk going second overall.
Samesies.
To the Winnipeg Jets. Interesting. Interesting how things would have worked out.
He wouldn't be there right now.
I was going to say, I think he would have reached the same conclusion, not wanting to be in Canada.
But let's expand to Canada. Let's expand. Let's get more teams in Canada that players don't want to play for.
Matthew Tkachuk, second most points in this draft class behind Austin Matthews with 491. We saw what he did with the Panthers this season and in the playoffs. I mean, he's to me the second best player in this draft.
Before we get to number 3, do you think Sean DePaz will miss when we do redrafts with all the work that he has to do?
He's like, please let the season start. I'm done.
Because I was thinking we would do this every week. It'd be a weekly segment now throughout the season.
Why don't we do it twice a week, Craig? Just make it. Sean has nothing else going on.
You'd realize you're going to run out of drafts pretty fast. Yeah, You're going to have to start drafting.
We're drafting we're doing original 6.
Right.
Exactly. That graphic's easier. All right. Edmonton Oilers on the clock at number 4. Jesse Puljujarvi, you are not.
Wait, we need number 3.
Oh, I got confused. Okay. Columbus, Pierre-Luc Dubois.
Nope.
Not it.
Want me to say who I got, or you want to go?
You say who you have.
I got Adam Fox.
I also have Adam Fox.
Norris Trophy winner Adam Fox in the number 3 slot.
So big jump up for Adam Fox, who originally went 66 in this draft to the Calgary Flames at the time. Obviously, he stayed in college, kind of gave himself some power there. But Adam Fox making a huge jump up to the top 3 here, landing with the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Number 4 is going to hurt Sean DePaz deeply. It's going to hurt him deeply. But imagine this lineup. Maybe you're not in agreement with me here. But at number 4, going to the Edmonton Oilers, and I don't care, you take the best player available now, like in the redraft, it's Tage against the machine. Tage Thompson going number 4 in this slot. And the Oilers can potentially, if they're not combining them on a line, they can roll out a 1-2-3 center punch of Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, and Tage Thompson. Wow. Ridiculous.
Okay. I had Charlie McAvoy written down, but Tage Thompson was my next one. So I'm totally fine with that. Would you?
I had Charlie next.
Okay. So we
I don't know why I always say
we can send him to Vancouver. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, sure.
Charlie McAvoy jumping up from 14 to pick 5 to the Canucks. And obviously Tage Thompson with a massive jump as well from 26. A Bill Armstrong draft pick, originally going to the St. Louis Blues, makes his way up to 4. So we'll move on to pick number 6. Originally Matthew Tkachuk to the Flames, obviously not on the table anymore. Who you have?
I have Mikhail Sergachev.
Okay.
Because we have ways of making things happen that we want to have happen.
I'm good with it.
Okay.
Mikhail Sergachev to the Calgary Flames.
I really like Mikhail Sergachev's game anyway.
Yeah, great player. He also makes a jump from 9 to 6, a small jump. And here we are at pick 7. And once again, for the second week in a row, Craig and I have conspired, and Clayton Keller remains an Arizona Coyote at 7th overall. So I feel like not only is it us conspiring, Craig, but I actually do feel like he slots there as well.
Yeah.
There's some other great players you can make arguments for any of the players around him, but
yeah, you can make an argument that he could have gone a spot or 2 higher, I'm sure, but I don't mind him still going 7th here. Yeah, but he's clearly still on the rise too, as we saw last season. Okay,
all right, we're on to number 8. Sean's Buffalo Sabres, originally taking Alex Nylander. Sorry, Alex, it's not you. Couple different ways we can go: Pierre-Luc Dubois, Jesper Bratt. Who do you have?
I had Pierre-Luc Dubois in this spot.
Sean, how do you feel about that? And he just shrugged and then gave a thumbs up. So we will send Pierre-Luc Dubois to Buffalo and move on to number 9, the Montreal Canadiens, Mikhail Sergachev, obviously off the board.
I have a particular player that I want to send to Montreal because I like it when Canadiens fans get frustrated by a player who has potential to do great things as a goal scorer, but has a lot of issues in his game. So I'm going to send Patrick Laine to the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh, man. I love your little vendetta against Canada.
And maybe they'll, uncover some things about him in Montreal, like personal life things, because they tend to do that as well. They're a little gossipy up there, so...
Rudo, if you're here in the chat, let us know who you want the Avs at 10, and we will consider it and possibly ignore it. Craig, the Avs at pick 10 originally took Tyson Jost.
No.
It's not going to be Tyson Jost.
Who you got?
I mean, you can go a couple different ways here again. Alex DeBrincat's on the board, Jordan Kyrou, Jesper Bratt.
Mm-hmm. Any one of those guys.
Rudo, speak up or forever hold your peace.
Rudo's out. He's not here today.
No, he was here.
He was here?
Yeah,
okay.
He was.
Where'd you go, Rudo? Are you at the refrigerator right now? Come on, buddy. Who's your pick for the Avs? You're on the clock.
I don't mind Alex DeBrincat.
Tick.
Is that who you have?
That's who I have in the spot, Alex DeBrincat.
Okay. Let's do it. Alex DeBrincat, you are a Colorado Avalanche. Would be interesting to see if he would still be there versus how things shook out for him with Chicago. Oh, yep.
DeBrincat, baby. All right.
Let's go.
Rudo's on board with us. Okay, so we've got our
excellent.
top 10 here.
Okay.
Recap them?
Yep. So our top 10 are Austin Matthews to the Leafs, Matthew Tkachuk at 2 to Winnipeg, Adam Fox at 3 to Columbus, Tage Thompson at 4 to Edmonton, Charlie McAvoy at 5 to Vancouver, Mikhail Sergachev at 6 to Calgary, Clayton Keller remains a Coyote at pick 7, Pierre-Luc Dubois to Buffalo at 8, Patrick Laine to the Canadiens at 9, and Alex DeBrincat to the Avs at 10. Jakob Chychrun still on the board here. Coyotes, we're going to keep them for the sake of the show. We're going to imagine they still traded up to pick 16, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. And with Jakob Chychrun, the modern day Jakob Chychrun, the concern is no longer that, in his draft here, he didn't perform up to standards because of that injury, as we found out later. The concern about Jakob Chychrun now is his diet. This is what the scouts are talking about, like wondering,
is he even human, perhaps? Who knows? Who knows?
Has anyone seen Jakob Chychrun in daylight?
Has anyone seen Jakob Chychrun in a vampire in the same room? No, because he is one. I'm curious if...
Are they territorial? Can't have two in the same room?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. I just made that up. I know Petey's here in the chat. He's off today. Petey, throw a thumbs up in the chat if you're enjoying a wink right now. I know we joke about PD's anxiety and PD, coming in a little strong. You guys were going at it yesterday on the show. I think everyone could have used a wink to chill out. And PD's spoken extremely highly of wink and the journey he's been on with it and how it's just helped him mellow out his anxiety, but not too much in a way that he's, high out of his mind. It's a really great way to just get the benefits of THC, but not, step too far in if you're a little apprehensive. And that's what's so great about Wink. And not only that, it's a delicious seltzer and great flavors. There's a flavor for everyone. He threw a thumbs up and a wink in the chat to confirm that he, 11:16 on a Thursday.
P, are you
Why
upright?
not?
Are you standing right now or are you reclined?
We have a staff party this Friday. I'm sure the winks will be flowing as well because it's balanced, light, and social. Great for an event like that. So check out Wink. They're available in 2.5 milligram or 5 milligram cans, and you can find a Wink right here in Arizona. Look for Wink at all Sunday Goods dispensaries in the Valley and Botanica dispensary in Tucson. They're now in 12 states nationwide and even recently launched online ordering and home delivery to about a dozen others. And to find the fastest way to get your hands on one, go to drinkwink.com. That's WYNK.com. So check it out. But depending on what is your drink of choice, it could be soda, it could be vitamin water, it could be just water. Circle K,
Got it all.
When you're on a road trip and you walk into a gas station and every wall is like a fridge, it's like, what am I going to drink today?
I'm sometimes overwhelmed when I go into the Circle K and decide what do I want to drink and then realize I have 7,000 choices.
Every choice. It's actually amazing. It's phenomenal. And what I like too is Circle K, they have their own branded stuff. So if you're just looking for water, don't spend $1,000 on a bottle of Fiji water. The Circle K water is there. It's the cheapest. It's the biggest, and it's great water. So
you know what else they have at Circle K, Sean?
Baked goods.
Yeah, they have baked goods.
Baked goods, yeah.
Baked goods.
Stop by Circle K, check out the drinks, check out the snacks, and of course, fill up on gas because you just might see one of us on the screen. Lindsay's been making the rounds. Not Craig. We did not ask him to film a video. So make sure you're not missing out on all this great stuff. Right now, you can text PHNX to 31310 to join their SMS subscriber club and get a buy one, get one free offer on 32-ounce Polar Pops. Okay, Craig.
Middle 10.
Picks 11 through 20. Let's pull up who is on the clock. Originally 11 through 20. I will recap quickly. Logan Brown went to Ottawa at 11. Michael McLeod to the Devils at 12. Jake Bean, great name, to the Hurricanes at 13. Charlie McAvoy to the Bruins at 14. Luke Kunin to the Wild at 15. Jakob Chychrun to the Yotes at 16. Dante Fabro.
Another good name.
Yep, great name. To the Predators at 17. Logan Stanley, great hockey name. To the Jets at 18. Kiefer Bellows to the Islanders at 19. And Dennis Chalowski to the Wings at 20. Craig, the Ottawa Senators are on the clock. Are you going to banish somebody else to a Canadian market? I'm just kidding. Who do you have going at number 11?
I have Jesper Bratt going.
Okay, it's his time. It's his time. He's been a surprising player. I feel like he kind of had his breakout year, I guess, this year with the Devils. He originally was drafted 162nd overall by New Jersey, which is insane, but he's in the top 10 of this draft class in points.
73-point seasons the past 2 seasons. Incredible. 32 goals last year.
That's
emerged.
Remarkable. Yeah. So, Jesper Bratt, you are an Ottawa Senator, which puts the New Jersey Devils on the clock at pick 12. Jordan Kyrou?
Yep, I have Bill Armstrong specialty. Jordan Kyrou going to the Devils.
All right. The Devils, they have a few more undersized guys and they seem to thrive. So I think he would fit in with the system well there. Jordan Kyrou, originally a 35th overall pick. So he's actually a second round pick again, like you mentioned, Bill Armstrong draft pick, moving up into the top 12, which puts us at the Carolina Hurricanes. It's time. Jakob Chychrun, you are a Carolina Hurricane. How do you think Jakob Chychrun would feel about playing in Raleigh?
I think that'd be a good fit for him, actually, with that team, don't you?
I do, too.
Yeah.
Use some bolstering on the back end there.
Yeah. I'm not sure how the butchers are in Raleigh, but I do think he'd be an interesting fit on that team. So.
All right. So
and he climbs, actually. He climbs 3 spots from where he went before. So.
Yeah, officially off the board for the Coyotes. The Coyotes will be drafting someone different here at pick 16. The Bruins, though, are on the clock, originally selecting Charlie McAvoy at this pick, who is off the board already. He's gone. Who do you have for the Bruins?
This will surprise no one, and Petey will probably be right there with me, but I've got a goalie. And you don't take goalies in the first round, right? You don't take goalies in the first round. But when you look back through this draft, you can make an argument to take goalies in the first round. And right here, I have Carter Hart.
Wow. Okay. I want him in Boston just for the Boston accents to say, Carter Hart.
That's true. That's a bonus.
I know Rudo is not a fan of drafting goalies in the first round. You know who else is in this draft? I'm not saying he should be a first round pick, but this is Connor Ingram. Was in this draft as well.
Yes, he was.
Later on. Not saying he should go in the first.
Might become relevant later. Might become relevant. And get out of here with your booze, Rudo. Come on. You just hate goalies. Why do you hate goalies? You hate me and you hate Petey, don't you? You can just say it right in the chat. It's fine. Go ahead.
But you know what? Rudo and the Avs crew spoke highly of the Coyotes on their show yesterday. So
they did.
We can't fault them too much.
They didn't speak highly of us, though. So
no, that's okay, though. We love you guys. Don't worry. So now we have the Minnesota Wild on the clock, originally selecting Luke Kunin at this pick.
Kunin, yep.
I don't even know who that is, so I don't think he'll be going to the Minnesota Wild here. I love Petey. Okay, Bruno. I see how it is.
Yeah, okay.
I like Samuel Girard here.
That's who I got in this spot, too.
Sorry, Rudo. There, that's what you get. We're sending Samuel Girard to the Minnesota Wild. I feel like that's a good fit for Minnesota. Actually, he a big defenseman, and he's had a great career so far.
Mm-hmm.
And now, Craig, the Coyotes are on the clock at 16 in our hypothetical draft. They still traded up for this pick. They
got a couple options here, but I keep thinking and I'm not. I want to throw another goalie in the mix here, but people will lose their minds. Some people in particular will lose their minds. So I was thinking a lot about how the Coyotes just don't have 30 goal scorers in their history very much. And you know who scored 30 goals last season?
Who?
Brandon Hagel did. That's who. He had 30 goals and 64 points last season. I don't mind him as the pick in this spot.
Sure.
You like Brandon Hagel?
Yeah, sure.
Do you have someone else?
No, I'm at the point now where I only wrote down my top 13. So now I'm just going off my spreadsheet randomly. Yeah, Brandon Hagel works for me. Okay. It is funny though, because and I have nothing against Brandon Hagel at all, but when you look at Keller and Chychrun, I feel more strongly about that than Keller and Hagel.
Yeah, but if with the redraft.
No, I know, but it's like one of the rare scenarios where I feel like the Coyotes actually did better than how we're redrafting them.
Yeah,
which
true.
is fun.
It's true.
Okay, we'll move on to the Preds at 17. Originally
Nick wants me to pick the goalie.
Pick the goalie. Bagel. He called Hagel. Love it. All right. So at 17, a couple guys available here. You got Philip Roenick, Tyson Jost. Who are you thinking? Or none of those guys that I just said. By the way, Hagel was originally 159 overall. So
who had a 2.10 goals against average and a 931 save percentage last season?
You're throwing out another goalie?
You know who was a big surprise last season? Philip Gustafsson. That's who. Another goaltender.
Wow.
That's who I've got here.
All right. I'm not going to fight you on this.
I'm a goalie. I don't really care what people think.
Yeah. Philip Gustafsson.
I mean, we already know that we're the most intelligent people on the ice.
So 5 picks. Philip Gustafsson, you are a Nashville Predator, which is interesting.
It was a second round pick, so it was not that big a jump for him. But
yeah, but also just interesting given Nashville's history with goalies and their success. Rudo
Good
is
spot for him.
Speechless in the chat. Rudo,
we just got ellipses, nothing.
Rudo, don't worry, we'll be calling you for the 2013 draft when the time comes, and we'll be ready.
Call on you. No, we probably won't call on you again.
So now it's Winnipeg at 18. Took Logan Stanley here. Who are you thinking? I would say Roenick or Jost would be my picks.
Okay. Dylan Dubé's there as well. Any one of those guys?
Yeah.
Yep, they're all...
Who do you want to banish to Winnipeg?
Seriously, let's think about this. Who do we want? I don't really want to banish any of those guys.
We like them all.
So
what do they need? Do they need a defense or a center?
They probably. Well, I mean, if we're talking now, we're talking then. I mean, they had a really good blue line for a while.
Let's give them a center.
All right.
So for me, it's then
Craig is on wink.
between Jost and Dubé. Do you want to do Dubé?
Go ahead.
All right. We'll do Dylan Dubé to the Jets at 18. And we
can throw out those other two guys.
Bring up the Islanders now. Who do you want for them? Jost or Roenick?
Let's go with Tyson Jost because he seems like a fit there.
He does.
And then Philip Roenick.
Tyson Jost, 20. You are a New York Islander. And Philip Roenick sticks with the Detroit Red Wings. They still got him after all, but instead of drafting him at 53rd, they drafted him at 20 here in our draft. So to recap, 11 through 20. And if you have any disagreements, you can direct them at Craig S. Morgan on Twitter. We got Jesper Bratt to the Sens at 11, Jordan Kyrou to the Devils at 12, Jakob Chychrun to the Hurricanes at 13, Catahat to the Bruins at 14, blame Craig, Samuel Girard to the Wild at 15, the Coyotes select Brandon Hagel, Philip Gustafson to the Preds at 17, again, blame Craig, Dylan Dubé to the Jets at 18, Tyson Jost to the Islanders at 19, and Philip Roenick to the Red Wings at 20.
Buddy, if I were the GM CWP for multiple NHL teams, there would be a run on goalies every year. Just saying.
Obviously we know 21 through 30 is where things get interesting and a little off the wall. So stay tuned. Oh my God, Petey just sent me a photo of him asleep in his hammock.
See, I knew
with
he wasn't
a wink
upright.
in his hand.
I knew he wasn't upright.
With a wink in his hand, and
oh yeah, I got that.
And he's wearing Shady Rays in this photo. Wow, Petey, you are thriving right now. I am jealous, and please don't stay outside too long because it's hot. But I'm glad you are rocking your Shady Rays because you got to keep your eyes protected from the sun. It's an underrated thing.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, Shady Rays, they have polarized sunglasses. They're stylish. They come in tons of different colors and styles. So there is something for you. If you want to try them on in person, you can go to the Kierland Commons location and try them all on. But they also stand by their products. So if you get them and you're thinking, these aren't for me, I want to try something else, you can return or exchange free within 30 days. That's what's so great about Shady Rays. So exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. You can go to shadyrays.com and use code PHNX for 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. Before the show, Craig and I were talking about how on earth we're going to endure the 15-hour flight, and the answer is OGs. No, you don't bring them on. You just take it before.
Okay.
We fly responsibly here. We're not breaking any laws.
Nope. Exactly. We're not flying anything across international borders. Nope.
Just taking one. Just like you would drink wine on a flight to help go to sleep. OGs, they have their sleep edition gummies. You got to do what you got to do, okay? But if you're not flying across an ocean, you can just take OGs for whatever reason. And we've been teasing that something was coming for PHNX listeners with OGs on August 17th. Today is that day. So I'm here to tell you what it's going to get you. So being a PHNX listener just got a whole lot sweeter thanks to our buds at OG's Brands. Starting today through August 31st, so limited time, you can get 25% off 100 milligram bags of the fruits and the creams at all Arizona The Flower Shop locations. All you have to do is place an online pickup order and use discount code PHNX at checkout. That's right, this deal is exclusive to our PHNX listeners. And reminder, it's available only for online pickup orders. Discount code PHNX is active until August 31st. So go get to #flavoring life. What a deal. What a deal. OGs just wants the people to experience their product. And we want you to. If you're 21 and older, of course.
We fully intend to experience that product on the way to Australia. Yep,
we do. Okay, let's get to picks 21 through 30 here. Boy. This is where it gets fascinating. Rudolph had lots of fun forwards left.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Okay.
Who's one of them that went a lot higher that's still left? Jesse Puljujarvi.
Oy, oy, oy. All right, let me recap how things went in the actual draft. Julien Gauthier to the Canes at 21. By the way, this is my favorite fact of this draft. German Rupstov. His name is German. He's Russian.
Sure.
He went to the Flyers at 22. Henrik Borgstrom to the Panthers at 23. Max Jones, that's an easy one to spell, to the Ducks at 24. Riley Tufty to the Stars at 25. Tage against the Machine to the Blues at 26. Brett Howden to the Lightning at 27. Lucas Johansson to the Caps at 28. Trent Frederick to the Bruins at 29. And Sam Steele to the Ducks at 30. So, you're going to have to leave this. I got nothing.
Carolina Hurricanes are on the clock again.
Did they end up with Jesse Puljujarvi, who they acquired last season at the trade deadline?
Say something about Jesse. We could do that. I mean, we could just.
Okay, well, what do you want to say about him?
Let's say something about Jesse Puljujarvi. There's a lot of fascination with him. Something that I've heard from a lot of scouts. Not good hockey sense. Not good hockey sense at all. I've heard that from a lot of scouts, that he is not an intelligent player on the ice. And that may be part of the problem of why he's struggled.
Interesting.
In various situations. But I'm okay with sending Puljujarvi where
do you feel like he should go as early as 21? Like, is he
at this point? When I look at some of the forwards that are left on the board, I mean, you can make an argument for Puljujarvi as much as we've got a couple other guys in this area as well. But you can make an argument.
Yeah, I mean, he
pursued him, so
he ends up a Hurricane eventually. Might as well, but he's got to get off the board at some point here. So we'll send Jesse Puljujarvi to the Canes. Now the Flyers on the clock at pick 22. Who you got? You have your whole thing written down. I stopped writing things down at this point, so
this is all on me.
Yeah, so it's all on you.
I think we should just make it on Sean just to throw random names up there at this point. A couple players that I like still. I really like Ross Colton's game. I love what he brings to the Tampa Bay Lightning. I think he's an effective player, and as we've learned as we keep doing these redrafts, when you get into the late first round, the percentages really drop. And Bill Armstrong always makes this point when people are like, you got to get 2 first-round picks when you're trading Jakob Chychrun. He's like, do I want 2 picks in the late 20s? Really? Look at who ends up going in the late 20s versus getting one pick much higher in the first round. Where's the bang for your buck? You start looking at some of the names at this point. They're depth players. That's what you get in these slots. But I do like Ross Colton's game, so I'm going to say Ross Colton to the Flyers.
I like his fit on the Flyers, too. He kind of has that vibe. So I'm good with that. The Panthers are up here at 23. We got Sam Steele available, Luke Kunin, Brett Howden. Who you got, Craig?
Yeah, Luke Kunin's on the board too, right? Did you mention him?
I did.
Yep.
Yeah. Is that who you want to go to the Panthers?
I don't feel strongly about any of these players. The only thing that I would say in Luke Kunin's favor is that he went to the University of Wisconsin, and so did I. So
all right, send him to Florida.
Yeah, send him to the beach. It's a good situation. It's a good life. Eventually, Matthew Tkachuk will be playing alongside you, Luke.
After he goes from the Winnipeg Jets this time, in our alternate universe. Should we still send Sam Steele to the Ducks just at 24 instead of 30 here?
Sure.
Keep him with the Ducks.
Works for me.
Sam Steele will have him jump up a few spots here and still go to the Ducks at 24 instead of 30. And now it's the Stars on the board at 25. And this is where, I don't know, Brett Howden can work here. Similar, actually, points production to Ross Colton. And again, a Tampa Bay Lightning pick. He could be a fit. Dante Fabro.
Taylor Radish is
another guy. Yeah.
20 goal scorer last season. Big guy. Seems to fit the Dallas Stars vibe, doesn't he?
I'm good. Taylor Radish. Also, what a name.
Right.
You can go to the Dallas Stars. I'm good with that. And now we're at St. Louis. Sorry, you can't draft Tage again.
No.
He's gone. So let's look back at the list. Who do you want? Any of those guys we just mentioned, I guess.
I've got those guys. Those you mentioned, Trent Frederick. Ryan Lindgren is a guy, a defenseman who brings some good qualities, mostly defensive play. Dante Fabro's on the board, so I'd be okay with any of those guys in this situation.
I don't know. You pick one. Just pick.
All right, let's go with Ryan Lindgren here.
All right. Ryan Lindgren to the Blues.
We can go like staccato here too if you want. We can get Trent Frederick off the board as well.
Sure. Do you want him to go to the Lightning?
Sure, why not?
Trent Frederick, to the Lightning, adding a center there since we stole some from them. And then Washington. We just have to make sure we don't leave someone out of the first rounds when we do this. So who's
got Dante Fabro still out there?
Dante Fabro, Brett Howden, Michael McLeod, all guys in that range in terms of at least production in their career so far.
Let's go with Dante Fabro, and then you pick the Bruins at 29, and I'm picking 30 because I'm gonna.
Are you gonna go off the board?
I'm gonna go as off the board as Sean DePaz and Easy Sports Guy did last time we did
with
this.
Robert Mastrosimone.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just look back. So we've done him. Did we do?
Sean is almost done here.
I know.
Audibly sighing at this point.
Let's do Brett Howden.
Brett Howden at 29.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And that brings us to the final pick.
Are you going to draft Connor Ingram?
I'm going to draft Connor Ingram right here. Connor Ingram, you are a first round draft pick, and I will take all the heat for this pick. I don't care. Bring it on.
Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah, Craig, just three goalies in the first round.
Because HK at this point.
HK, I mean, when 21 to 30 is always an HK.
Pretty much. It's amazing, isn't it?
Unless it's the 2015 draft.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so to recap, we have Jesse Puljujarvi to the Canes at 21, Ross Colton to the Flyers at 22, Luukkonen to the Panthers at 23, Sam Steele to the Ducks at 24, Taylor Radish to the Stars at 25, Ryan Lindgren to the Blues at 26, Trent Frederick to the Lightning at 27, Dante Fabro to the Caps at 28, Brett Howden to the Bruins at 29, and Connor Ingram to the Anaheim Ducks at 30.
What a draft this was for goaltenders. What a draft.
Oh my goodness. I mean, Ingram is a good goalie. It's just 30 overall.
He's an awesome quote too, so that might have had something to do with it since you're letting a reporter do the redraft. So
sure. All right. Well, that was our 2016 redraft. Any problems you have, you can once again direct them toward Craig.
Yep.
No. Last week you could.
Who put the names up there?
Last week you can blame Sean. This week you can blame Craig.
Are you implying that I have the power to ignore everything you say and do whatever I want?
Yeah, like what if we're just like, okay, we're drafting blah, and then Sean just like types like Tage Thompson again somehow. Like Tage Thompson has picked multiple times.
You should have like a veto power, like a sound effect for you. Like when you decide, nope, that's not going to be the pick.
We have like a.
I wonder how many more of these we will do before we actually start talking about hockey full time again.
We're almost there, Craig.
Coyotes, that is. We are almost there.
It's
incredibly close.
Yeah, it's mid-August. I mean, once we get to September, we can start looking ahead to the season. So.
And I can tell you that next week we will not have a Throwback Thursday.
No, we have a jam-packed week next week.
We do. Should I get to that?
Do you want to tell people? What?
Should I tell them in the next segment?
Yeah, you can tell them next. Okay. In the meantime, I'm always curious how, if the redrafts were to come true, how things would have shaken out, who would have won the Stanley Cup, if it would have made a difference. I'm sure it would have. But can't go back in time and look at fake odds on BetMGM. This is not... Oh, Petey's calling.
No.
He's gonna fight with us.
Yeah,
he's in his hammock. Oh my God. Please bring him in.
What is this shot here?
Oh my God.
Look at this quality here. This is like a 1960s home video here, like on Reels.
Oh my
What's
God,
going on here,
Petey.
buddy? Oh, there it is. It is.
The mister. I don't know. Can you see the mister?
Yeah.
I got the portable misters.
Yeah, you haven't bought that for me yet.
Hot.
You've been pushing it.
I know. I'm not telling you. I do literally have a wink going in my little holder. And I am so glad because I just listened to the last 10 picks. That's just brilliant content. That last 10. Like, what the? I think next time, Leah, if we get stuck doing this, literally just flip a coin. Let's go. Like this guy, and no goalies in the top 20.
Wow, a goalie yourself, anti-goalie.
Why are you hating on goalies?
Anyway, here comes my dog's going to go to the potty, which is the same place that I'm actually.
Are we going to get to watch Wiley doing his business here?
I mean, no, he's actually literally. Can you see Wiley?
There he is.
Hey,
what's up, Wiley?
And Wiley's just checking it out in the grass. So just want to say hi. Great draft, guys. And we'll be back doing it all again tomorrow.
All right,
See you tomorrow,
Petey. Enjoy your day off.
Yeah, I can't wait. Bye, guys.
All right, bye. Oh man, yeah, he had to get out of here before his phone overheated in the sun, like
Probably.
many interviews we've done. But back to what I was saying, BetMGM, tons of great odds for the NHL season already. They're continually evolving, so lock in your favorite ones now on BetMGM. And if you want to bet on MLB today or Women's World Cup or WNBA, you can do so. Sign up for BetMGM. Use the bonus code PHNX. There's a few different offers depending on where you live, but for our Arizona audience, place your first bet offer and receive up to $1,000 back in bonus bets. If it loses, you can check out the show notes for full details. And now you can listen to Shane talk about the disclaimer.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-522-4700 Nevada. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in D.C., Kansas, Nevada, New York, or Ontario.
You know, PD calling in the show from his hammock. This is the kind of quality content you get from PHNX. But sure. Honestly, 5 shows a week in the off season. We're going down under. We're going to bring you all the content from there as well. So there's just a ton of great reasons to join the PHNX family, become a diehard, get yourself a free shirt or hat. Craig is modeling them right now. A free shirt or hat from the PHNX locker.
See my boxers.
Okay. 20% off merch.
Nobody liked that one. Okay, let's move on.
I'm just going to keep talking. 20% off events. You get a Dobson Ranch card. You get a Mountain Mike's pizza voucher. Tons of great perks to becoming a diehard, as well as joining our Discord, which is a great place to be. We have another PD Discord diehard only hangout planned soon. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. So become a diehard. And on that subject of exciting stuff ahead, Craig, why don't you walk everyone through our week next week?
Week is a good week. You guys have seemed to really like these Monday deep dives on players with a PD's Puck Talk thrown in. So next Monday, we're going to dive into Nick Schmaltz. So that's our Monday deep dive. On Tuesday, we'll have a guest. Sean Dursey will be joining the show, new Coyotes defenseman. On Wednesday, and this is 90% confirmed because he took paternity leave and his life is chaos right now, but I think we're going to have senior director, fantasy editor for NHL.com, Pete Jensen, on the show on Wednesday. On Thursday, Jason Zucker joins the show. So we've got some really good guests. And then Friday is also a very special day, but I'm not going to give that one away yet because I'm still working on a lot of content.
It's going to be a really fun one.
It is.
I'm really looking forward to it. Great week next week. Really excited to talk to Sean Dursey and Jason Zucker, especially. So yeah, lots to look forward to, Craig. Lots to look forward to. And yes, Joel, Schmaltzmas Monday. Absolutely. That's it from us today. Thank you so much for being here in the chat. Be sure to hit that like button. There's more of you watching than likes we have right now. So hit the like button before you leave. Be sure to subscribe to the PHNX Sports YouTube channel so you never miss when we go live. We'll be here again 11 a.m. tomorrow and 11 a.m. every single day next week as well. And if you're listening to this on audio, leave us a review, follow, like, etc. wherever you get your podcasts. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow PD in his hammock at S. Peters Hockey. You can follow me at Leah Merrill, Craig at Craig S. Morgan, where you can direct all your complaints about 3 goalies in the first round. You can follow Sean at Sean_DePaz. Follow the show at PHNX_Coyotes. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, everybody, and we will see you all tomorrow.